Hi folks, welcome back to AAA Farms. James here. Another day, another very hot day. I think the temperature is about 99 degrees, but with the humidity level, it's saying it feels like 111. Lovely day. Louisiana hot weather is full on swing right now, so we're going to be staying in the Kubota again in the AC cab. I did just right there. I just had to put some hay out for the herd. So with this heat and the amount of grass that I have in this ball-bar pasture, the cows will mow it down faster than it can grow. So typically when it gets this time of year, I have to start feeding a little bit of hay. It's not like winter when grass is completely stopped growing, so one hay bale typically lasts them like 2 weeks, versus in the winter, one hay bale will last about a week. Because the only time they're gonna eat that hay is whenever there's no grass to eat, and it's just all getting extremely short. We could be rotationally grazing these guys right now in the field that I'm in, which is the little 3-acre side field, or the field that the steers are on, which they have access to this field as well, but they tend to stay over there. But we can't mix the herd with the steers right now because we're feeding the steers out. They go to slaughter in September 16th, a Monday. So we're gonna, as soon as we feel like I got these excuse me, as soon as we get the steers loaded up on the September 16th, we're gonna have to put them in here, because you can't tell, but where all that tall crap is where my corral is. A little makeshift corral. It's not the best one in the world, but once we get these guys loaded up, whenever we go to leave, we're going to leave this gate open so that the herd can come in here and mow all this grass down. However, the weeds are starting to kind of take over. You can see a lot of weeds there, and also the hay is like 2 foot tall in some areas. So essentially, steers are not able to keep this grass mowed down. The grass is growing faster than the steers can eat. So today, we're going to take the Kubota along with the 10-foot Landpride, and we're going to brush hog this field here. So one thing to think about, a lot of people see this and they might think it's waste. I was kind of torn on what to do, because I thought about leaving it and letting it continue to grow. There's some areas that basically for winter, they'll have a couple fields set off the side. They'll let that grass grow really tall, and then when the winter hits, that grass dies, basically becomes hay, and they'll do strip grazing, and it works really good for those people. However, it don't work here. It's too high. Plus, the grasses we have do not work with that kind of grazing system. I've done a lot of looking, and it just simply don't work here. But what we're going to do, since the bahia is so tall, we'll go ahead and knock all that down along with the weeds and everything. The bahia has gone to seed. There's tons and tons of bahia seed heads. We'll knock all that down. We'll return all that back to the ground. It'll become biomass for the ground, plus all the seeds are going to go to the ground. They're going to seed. Hopefully we'll get more bahia coming up, and eventually the bahia will smother out all these weeds, and essentially that's how we're going to get rid of our weeds, is just let the bahia do what it does. It does not play nice with other grasses or weeds or really anything. Works with trees, because trees are taller. But anyway, we're going to get started. We're going to mow all this down. What else that does is it's going to lock all the grasses down. You're going to have new growth come up. New growth is a lot more tender and palpable for the cows than the old growth. So it's going to take all that tougher, not preferred grass, knock it all down, return it to the ground, create biomass, create topsoil, and then feed the rest of the grass that we have. And hopefully we slightly improve our pastures for our cows. And right now it is, what is today? The 18th? Pretty sure today is 18th of October. It's a Sunday, around the 18th of October. Pretty sure it's 18th. But we're going to knock all this down. In roughly a month, we'll be bringing these guys to the butcher, and we'll be able to let the herd out onto this. By then, with the rate of things that bahia grows around here, and especially this Johnson grass grows around here, it will probably be back to where it is now, roughly, or close to it. And so we'll be able to let the steers in, or not steers, the herd in, mow all that down, and we'll have plenty to eat. And then we can get back to our rotational grazing system, and we should be able to stop feeding hay until winter strikes. So we're gonna get to this. Just kind of show y'all where we are. That's the field, not last video. Last video is that field on the other side of the woods, on the other side of the valley. The video before that, brush hogging, was this field. Y'all remember how tall it was, and it's looking really, really good. Kind of get y'all a little bit better shot here, but you can definitely tell there's some stemmy stuff out there from when we brush hog, like right here and stuff. But definitely see it's greening up, which is what we want. This would probably be the next field that we fence in with the electric wire, just so that we have another field to rotationally graze these guys to. It's not a ton of stuff in there they're going to eat, or at least I don't think there is from when I was brush hogging and walking around and stuff. There's a lot of Johnson grass like right there and going all down there. They'll eat that, but as far as down here, not a whole lot of stuff. They'll eat anything they'll eat, but it's just not ideal stuff. So that's going to be a pretty good field when it's all said and done. Alright, let's jump in the Kubota and get back to it. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. We got lots of bahia right here. You can see all these are the seed heads. A lot of this stuff is up knee high. All the grass is roughly almost to my knee. We'll knock all this down. It's going to return all this to the soil. Plus all these seed heads that you see are going to go and just hopefully grow more grass. And then we have a lot of Johnson grass around here that's almost as tall as I am. It's not on camera, but over here there's some that is taller than me. Talk about fun whenever you're watching the short clips for tracking the bulls or steers for freezer camp that I've been putting out every day. A lot of times I put the feed out and then I gotta go walk, see where they are and anything to kind of check on them and give y'all an update of how they're doing. And you're walking through all this tall stuff. It's really fun. Amazingly, I haven't got red bugs yet, which is kind of a shock. More importantly, haven't got bit by a rattlesnake, so that's a good win. Or copperhead or any of the other poisonous things we got around here. But just kind of want to give y'all a shot. This is pretty much what the whole pasture looks like. Bahia head, seed heads, bahia grass, Johnson grass. There's some crabgrass up there, but it doesn't really get that tall. And then there's tons and tons of weeds. So we're going to go through, cut all this stuff off, and hopefully improve our pastures, give us some more bahia grass coming up, and give those guys some delicious grass to eat. So let's go get in the Kubota. Alright, back at the Kubota. Let's see if we can clean this last a little bit. I don't know if that made it better or worse. Okay. Alright. So we're about to get started on knocking all this stuff down. The PTO turned on. Get our RPMs up, PTO speed anyway. Get started. September 16th, I'm taking, that's a Monday. I'm going to take that Monday and Tuesday off, and then the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before then. And the game plan is my wife's going to be on the Kubota cleaning up all the stuff we've already brush hogged, like this field. This is the L-shaped field, so it goes around the house. She's also going to do the 20 acres, which is on the other side of that wood line. And she's probably going to do the barbed wire cow pasture as well. And while she's working on that, I'm going to be in the back of 50 acres all the way back to the property with the old tractor, doing some sketchy brush hogging and trying to get all that cleaned up. So hopefully we can start working on those pastures as well, and then start recovering them and potentially cleaning them up to fence in. Probably not going to do the electric fence back there just because it's so far. I mean, it's what, about half a mile to the back of the barbed wire fence from the house. I don't want to rely on an electric fence to keep them in where I can't really see them, because I can go check on it every day, but all it takes is a white-tailed deer or a hog or a coyote or mountain lion to turn around and take off and run through some of this wire and tear it all down. I'm getting more and more confident in the electrical wire because we really haven't had that problem, except for the neighbor's horses. They get out all the time, and back over there, there's the gate to get in this pasture, and they actually stomped it and broke it, which I got it patched back together. But still, we used to have electric fence. This used to be electric fence in before now, and we had that aluminum wire, and it just does not do a good job. Every time you turn around, something had ripped it down. And don't ever recommend using aluminum wire. It is significantly cheaper and lighter, but go with the steel wire, the thicker steel gauge wire. This yellow stuff, poly rope kind of stuff, I got it from Tractor Supply as well. It works really good. But for the price that I pay for it, I can get the thicker steel wire, get double the amount, or slightly more than double the amount. So it allows me to do, if I want to do single strain like I did in this field, I can do, you know, twice as much, or like I did in the other field, I can run 2 strand, which is what I'm going to do. So that's what I have planned for this. This is probably going to be the second to next field that we fence in with the electric wiring. And basically I want to get it ready because I have 2 more technically bulls right now that I'm going to have to bring to the vet to have them made into steers. And then I'll release them in here, or when they get closer to the age to start feeding out for freezer count, I'm going to put them in here. And what that will allow me to do is I can put that fence over there back up, and then I can graze the herd on that small pasture over there, and then that new pasture that we just cleared out. That's going to be the next one we fence in. So, we've got a lot going on here on the farm. I know it's a lot of brush hogging videos here lately, and that's just mainly there's a lot of brush hogging on the farm, especially in the early stages like I am now, where I got a lot of weeds. I'm still trying to establish my pastures, and I got way more pasture for these 2 guys than they really need, but that's okay. I'd rather them have more pasture so that they can eat as much grass as they want and have as much room to grow as they want, and plenty of shade and different little areas they can get. And then obviously we still, there's a feature off there. We still feed them twice a day, every day. And they put on a significant amount of weight from when they started. And definitely looking forward to seeing how these guys turn out in the butcher. All right, let's get back to it. This joker trying to come up on my chickens. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go. Dang coyote. Middle of the day trying to get after the chickens. Lucky for him, I normally carry a handgun on me, but didn't do that today. Middle of the day, y'all. Guys, we just got done. It's looking a lot better out here. We're still getting got quite a bit of grass still, probably about 6 inches worth of Bahia grass standing, and along with everything else. Got all the seed heads knocked out, so let's take a look. All right, there's our 2 steers. They came out and started grazing. But let's get down here. So we got some Bahia coming up. You can still tell that's probably roughly 10 inches of Bahia, but it's about hand deep. I got pretty large hands. Mine are probably about 8 inches or so. So we still got plenty of grass for them to eat. We got rid of all the weeds, or at least chopped them all down. We spread out all the seed heads. So hopefully we get more grass coming up. As y'all can tell, we got a lot here already. These guys didn't waste any time. As soon as I got done, basically, they came out of the corner over there and started eating away. So they're more than happy to eat all this grass. It's just too much for them two to keep up with, which is fine. We're gonna let this stuff grow back to where it was. In about a month, it'll probably be where it was before we mowed it. And we're gonna let the herd in, which they're doing pretty cool too, or pretty good too. They've been sitting underneath those trees pretty much the entire time, and every now and then one of them will go get a bite of hay and they'll go back down, lay down and chew it. But yeah, just definitely still plenty of grass here. So should be plenty for these 2 steers to eat, and they're looking pretty good. gonna be it for this video, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. We got the chase off a coyote. I'm probably about to go knock some grass down by the chicken coop, and hopefully give them a better chance if he comes back, which he'll be back. Not today, but give it a couple of days, he'll be right on back over here. So these steers are just having a field day walking around mulching all this grass now that they can get to it easier. Anyway, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed today's video. It's definitely a good one in my opinion. It's definitely been a long time since got to chase off a coyote in the middle of the day, nonetheless. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you for joining me on the farm today. Y'all have a wonderful day.